Hello friends and students, how do you do? This is Yogesh Popat and again we are here with a very interesting demonstration, and today we are going to discuss about acceleration, and I will try to relate acceleration with another topic, that is uniform circular motion. So before straight away proceeding to the acceleration, let us see one small demonstration. I will show you what is acceleration. We will discuss based on your observation of this demonstration. Here I have an inclined plane at both the sides. You can see here I have an inclined plane at both the sides. The angle of inclination doesn't matter here for us, and I have two balls of different masses. One is made up of rubber and another is made up of plastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this ball from one angle of inclination, from one inclination. Both the planes are inclined at both the sides, and we will see what the change in the velocity or change in the speed or change in the position takes place when I roll this ball from one end to the other end. Okay, so let me start from this side. Certain angle of inclination is there. So if I roll this ball from this side, there is a possibility that it may take 2-3 times to roll this ball to understand the concept. If I roll this ball from this side, if you see here, look at here and observe very carefully. If I roll this ball from this inclination, okay, so what you are going to observe is when this ball is rolling from this inclination, the velocity is increasing, and when the ball is climbing up in this slope, in this inclined plane, the ball stops at this position approximately. If you see, that means if the ball is climbing up, the velocity is decreasing. When the ball is rolling down from this inclination, the velocity is increasing. When the ball is rolling up in this inclination, the velocity is decreasing. That means in both the cases the velocity is changing with time. In this slope it is increasing, in this slope it is decreasing. So this increase in velocity with time is called acceleration, and this decrease in velocity with time is called deceleration or retardation, which is our topic today. Okay, if I increase the angle of inclination, suppose I have increased the angle at both the sides. Okay, so if the angle is increased, obviously the velocity, the change in velocity, the increase in velocity or the decrease in velocity in that slope will definitely change. In this, the angle of inclination has increased, so the ball will move little fast as compared to the previous case, and the ball will climb up, and again the decrease in velocity takes place in the second inclination. So in this side, when I am rolling down the ball, the velocities will increase. It is increasing also, we have seen in the first demonstration, and you have observed that the ball stops at certain point in that inclination. That means as soon as the ball climbs up, the velocity will decrease. Yes, look at here once again. You may see the change in velocity. See, that means the ball has moved a little fast as compared to the previous case. So in this slope it is again increasing, the velocity is increasing with time, and in that case the velocity is decreasing. In that slope the velocity is decreasing with time, and this change in velocity per unit time or rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Okay, so what is acceleration? Simply the change in velocity per unit time or the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Okay, so this is our topic today. We are going to discuss about acceleration. So we have seen in this observation, when the ball is coming down of the inclination, the velocity is increasing, and when the ball is rising up in the inclination, at certain point the ball stops. That means when the ball is climbing up in the inclination, in the slope, the velocity will decrease with time. So the change in velocity, the rate of change of velocity or the change in velocity with time is called acceleration. So let us see the mathematical part also for acceleration. Suppose there is a body which is moving with certain initial velocity u. The mass of the body is m. If you apply certain force, definitely the velocity will increase. So suppose the velocity has increased, and the increased velocity, the final velocity becomes v after application of force. Initial velocity is u, final velocity becomes v after application of force. आप किसी को धक्का देंगे तो obviously the velocity of the body will increase. आपने देखा होगा मोटर बाइक में, you have seen in the motor bike we call it as accelerator. The right handle we call it as accelerator. Why it is called accelerator? Because it changes the velocity of a body. If you roll it up, the velocity will increase. If you roll it down, the velocity will decrease, and that's why it is called accelerator. Okay, so if you apply certain amount of force in a moving body, definitely the velocity will increase. And if you want to stop also, if you want to stop the body, if you want to decrease the velocity also, you have to apply certain amount of force. Okay, so u is the initial velocity here, and time I have taken here as t1 is equals to 0. When you have applied the force, I have taken time to be 0. When the velocity becomes v, जब velocity v हो गई, so I have taken time t2 is equals to t. t1 is equals to 0 at the time of application of force when the body is moving with u velocity, and when the velocity becomes v, I have taken the time to be t. Okay, so the change in velocity will be v minus u. Okay, final minus initial, that means v minus u, and the change in time will be t minus 0, that is per unit time. Per unit time we have to take. So the formula for acceleration is change in velocity upon time taken. Change in velocity is v minus u, and time taken is t2 minus t1. t2 minus t1, that means you will write t minus 0. Okay, t minus 0 will be t. Here we have to write t minus 0. So it will becomes v minus u divided by t. This is the formula for acceleration. What is the formula for acceleration? A is equals to v minus u divided by t, where a indicates acceleration, v indicates final velocity, u indicates initial velocity, and t indicates time. And this is the difference in the velocity, so it can be written as delta v. Delta v indicates change in velocity, and delta t indicates change in time. We had a discussion on this symbol delta in my previous class when we discussed about distance and displacement. If I again talk about a very small instant of time, I will write acceleration is equals to limit del t tends to 0. We had a discussion on this in my previous class. Del v upon del t. When I write limit del t tends to 0, it indicates del t is very small. This is called instantaneous acceleration, and it can be written as dv upon dt in terms of differentiation. This blue part is not important as far as the class 9th is concerned, but this is important for class 11th. What I have written in this blue part. So acceleration becomes dv upon dt. Acceleration becomes dv upon dt. This is important for class 11th. यहाँ पे फिर से differentiation आ गया. क्लास 9th वाले यहाँ तक ध्यान देंगे तो काम चलेगा. अभी differentiation पे हमको जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, acceleration is also vector quantity, and SI unit, if you see here, it is the ratio of velocity and time. The SI unit for velocity is meter per second upon second. So this becomes meter per second square. So the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square, or you may write m s to the power minus 2. Per second square can be written as s to the power minus 2 also. So the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Now the negative acceleration is called retardation. Now what is negative acceleration? You are applying a force on a moving body, and if the velocity increases, definitely v will be greater than u. Okay, v will be greater than u when you apply certain amount of force on a moving body in the same direction in which the body is moving. That means the velocity will increase. So ultimately this acceleration becomes positive. But suppose if a body is already moving and you are applying opposing force. So if you apply opposing force, the velocity will decrease. That means this final velocity will have a lesser magnitude as compared to the initial velocity. जब आप मूविंग बॉडी पे फोर्स लगाएंगे, ऑपोजिंग फोर्स, एक होता है मोशन को फेवर करने वाला फोर्स, सेम डायरेक्शन में आप लगा रहे हैं जो कि आप यहाँ पे अप्लाई कर रहे थे। एक है कि ऑपोजिंग फोर्स, जब आप ऑपोजिंग फोर्स लगाएंगे तो फाइनल वैल्यू होगी वेलोसिटी की, वो क्या हो जाएगी, कम हो जाएगी। तो जब फाइनल वैल्यू कम हो जाएगी तो यहाँ पे v के वैल्यू व्हेन यू पुट लेसर वैल्यू ऑफ v and greater value of u, you will get negative acceleration, and this negative acceleration is called retardation or deceleration. If you get a negative value of acceleration, it is called retardation or deceleration. Okay, if you get a positive value, it is definitely called acceleration. This is also acceleration, but in general, in specific term, not in general, in specific term, this negative acceleration is called retardation. Okay, so this is all about acceleration. The acceleration is defined as the rate of change of velocity or change in velocity per unit time. Formula is v minus u divided by t. In terms of differentiation, for very small instant del t tends to 0, we will write a is equals to dv upon dt. SI unit is meter per second square. It is a vector quantity. Negative acceleration is called retardation or deceleration. Okay, so this is all about acceleration. Now I am going to relate this acceleration with uniform circular motion. Today we will discuss uniform circular motion also in this lecture. Now what is uniform circular motion? The term indicates uniform. This first term indicates speed will be uniform. Speed will be constant. Circular, that means the body will move in a circular track. Motion, you know it very well, the movement of a body in simple terms if you say. So what is uniform circular motion? If a body travels with a constant speed in a circular path, then the motion of a body will be termed as uniform circular motion. Again I am repeating, if a body moves with a constant speed in a circular path, then the body will be termed in a uniform circular motion. Okay, now suppose if we are moving in a triangular path, so how many times the direction will change? 3 times. If you move in a square or rectangular path, how many times direction will change? 4 times, because 4 sides are there. If you move in a pentagonal path, how many times the path will change? 5 times. How many times the direction will change? 5 times. If you move in a hexagonal path, 6 sides, then how many times the direction will change? 6 times. If you move in a circular path, how many times the direction will change? N number of times. If you see, if you have heard about polygon, polygon means more than 3 sides or 4 sides or 6, so with so many n number of sides are called polygon. This is called triangle, rectangle, pentagon, hexagon, septagon, octagon, polygon. Polygon with n number of sides, the closed figure with n number of sides is called polygon. So I may define circle as a polygon with infinite number of sides, because यहाँ पे हर एक point पे direction change होगा. If you see this circle, if I mark all the directions, so if you see here, at every point the direction is changing. At every point the direction is changing. That means in circle, when a body moves in a circular path, the direction of the movement of a body change infinite number of times. The direction is very important here. Why it is important? If you see this bigger circle, body is moving in this direction, maybe in anti-clockwise direction. So at any particular point, if you want to find out the direction of the body or the direction of velocity of the body, you have to draw a tangent. Wherever you draw a tangent at a particular point, you will be able to find out the direction of velocity at that particular point. Now why the direction is important? I will show you one example of uniform circular motion. I have this bob here. At one end I have just kept a marker cap, and at the other end I have taken a pendulum bob, a metallic bob. Now I am going to show you uniform circular motion of this pendulum bob. Okay, see. When I am applying a force, the bob is moving in circular direction. I'm trying to keep the speed constant. Now Aristotle as a scientist, Aristotle was a scientist, and what he said, if a body is moving in a constant speed, the acceleration of a body will be zero. Okay, what he said, if a body moves with a constant speed, the acceleration of a body will be zero. But Sir Isaac Newton has a different perspective. He said if a body is moving in a circular path, the body will be termed as accelerated body. The acceleration will not be zero. Why it will not be zero? Aristotle said acceleration will be zero. Newton said acceleration will not be zero. Now which one is correct? Sir Isaac Newton was correct. The reason is, if you see here, the direction of the velocity of a body is continuously changing. Okay, we have seen in this diagram also that if a body moves in a circular path, the direction of velocity of a body will change. If the direction of velocity changes, velocity is a vector quantity. It will have a magnitude also, and it will have a direction also. If either of the parameter, either magnitude or direction changes, that means we may say that that particular quantity is changing. So velocity will also have a magnitude. Here the speed indicates the magnitude of the velocity, which is constant. In the first definition only we have seen the speed or the magnitude of velocity will be constant, but the direction is changing. If the direction is changing, we may say that the velocity is changing. If the velocity is changing, that we may say that body is accelerated. That because what is the definition of acceleration? Change in velocity per unit time. And if the direction is changing, we may say that the velocity is changing. That means we may not say that the acceleration is zero in this case, although the speed is constant. But speed indicates only the magnitude part, but the direction is changing infinite number of times. If the direction is changing, the velocity will be termed as the changing velocity, and the velocity is changing, therefore the acceleration will also be there. It will not be a zero acceleration, it will have some value. That means the body will be accelerating. So many a times this question comes, is it possible that the body moves with a constant speed but it has a zero acceleration, non-zero acceleration? Yes, it is possible. In which case, in uniform circular motion. If a body moves with a constant speed, still it will have certain acceleration in uniform circular motion. Why? Because the velocity is changing. If you move in a straight circular path, if you move in a straight path, not a circular path, if you move in a straight path, and if the speed is not changing, that means the body will have zero acceleration. Why? If the speed is not changing on a straight path, that means there will be no change in velocity. But when you are moving in a circular path, the magnitude is not changing, but the direction is changing. Straight path में जब हम जाएंगे तो डायरेक्शन भी चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, मैग्नीट्यूड भी चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. लेकिन जब हम सर्कुलर पाथ में जा रहे हैं तो डायरेक्शन चेंज हो रहा है, मैग्नीट्यूड कांस्टेंट है. तो जब डायरेक्शन चेंज हो रहा है तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? द बॉडी इज एक्सेलरेटेड. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई in the uniform circular motion, direction plays a very important role. Constant speed but changing velocity in uniform circular motion. Non-zero acceleration. Why non-zero acceleration? Because the velocity is changing. Why the velocity is changing? Because the direction is changing. Tangent gives the direction of velocity at a particular point. Now if we talk about tangent, I have shown you the metallic bob, the moment of the metallic bob just now. Again I will show you. This is the moment of the metallic bob with a uniform circular motion. If I leave this bob, that means if I stop applying the force, I have stopped applying the force. So see, this bob comes to rest. This bob comes to rest. Okay, that means for producing an acceleration, force is required. This is very important. For producing an acceleration or retardation, force is required, and this I have practically shown you. As soon as I stopped applying force, the bob will come to rest. And if I remove this bob now, and if I take, because this is a metallic bob and I cannot throw this out, so I will just take an example of this marker cap. Okay, I will just show you that it will move in a tangential direction when I release it from my hand. Okay, I will just show you this tangent wala part. I will show you as soon as I relieve it from my hand, it will go in a straight path. Okay, this will not move in a circular path as I relieve, it will go straight. Okay, just ready to see that side, straight away, straight गया. जहाँ पे जैसे ही मैंने रिलीज किया, the body has gone straight. That means the tangential component shows the direction of velocity at a particular point. ये देखो यहाँ पे डायरेक्शन ऐसा है, इस पॉइंट पे ऐसा है, इस पॉइंट पे ऐसा है, इस पॉइंट पे ऐसा है. तो डायरेक्शन अलग अलग है हर पॉइंट पे. मैंने सिर्फ 4 पॉइंट्स पे बताए हैं. I have shown you only at 4 points. I can show at every point the direction will be different. Okay, so this is all about uniform circular motion. Both the topics were very much related, so I have discussed both the topics at a time. Okay, I hope this is very much clear to you. Okay, see you in the next class with a very new topic. Okay, thank you so much. Stay safe. So one more thing I would like to discuss here, कि when you move in a circular path, there exists a force which tends to wind you in towards the center of the path. ठीक है? If you see here, if this is the circular path where the body is moving, then there exists a force which try to catch up the body, which try to move or try to attract the body towards the center of the circular path. And that force is called centripetal force, indicated by Fc. Okay, that force is termed as centripetal force. उस force को हम बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं? That force is termed as centripetal force. यहाँ पे पेटल जो है, सेंट्रिपिटल, सेंटर सीकिंग फोर्स. द पेटल स्टैंड्स फॉर सेंटर सीकिंग. Centripetal, that means center seeking. Center seeking, that means towards the center. So this force is responsible for the circular motion of the object, any of the object. Maybe the cause of centripetal force may be different. We will have a detailed discussion on centripetal force in the next class. But I would like to introduce this term here because this is very much important related to uniform circular motion. Any of the circular motion, whether it is uniform or non-uniform, centripetal force acts at every point if a body is moving in a circular direction, circular motion. Okay, centripetal force is a force which try to or tend to attract the body towards the center of the circular path. This is called centripetal force. And if centripetal force is there, then that means definitely centripetal acceleration will also be there. We will have a mathematical analysis and everything in the next class on this centripetal force and centripetal acceleration. But I just want to introduce this term here as a centripetal force. So we had a discussion on acceleration, rate of change of velocity with time. SI unit is meter per second square. It is a vector quantity. A is equals to V minus U divided by T, which is very important formula for class 9 and class 11 students both. For class 11 students, this is also important. A is equals to dV upon dt. SI unit is meter per second square. Negative acceleration is termed as retardation or deceleration. Uniform circular motion is a motion in which the body moves with a constant speed in a circular track. The tangent gives the direction of the velocity at any point. The changing velocity will be there, so the acceleration will not be zero in uniform circular motion. There will be certain acceleration exist in uniform circular motion. Why? Because the velocity is changing. And why the velocity is changing? Because the direction of velocity is changing at every point. We have seen with the different cases. Okay, so this is all about today's class. See you in the next class. Bye bye.